What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, and I am finally back. Of course, that wouldn't make much sense unless you see the dates, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I had break, so I haven't been doing much of anything. I got a few games up. I'm looking to get another Vice Age game out, but yeah, I haven't really been casting or playing for the past, or casting or recording for the past month or something like that. And the game we have right now is EG versus No Tide Hunter. This is from the Absolute Arena King of the Hill, the final iteration of the King of the Hill tournament, at least for now. The game 1 went to EG, and that game should be up if this game is up. But the difference in recording time is very, very long. So I recorded that first part a very long time ago. This part I'm just working on right now. So everything from now on is going to be fresh content. So I don't exactly remember what happened last game, except for Fear was Sven, and he killed everyone, which is why No Tide Hunter is banning out this Sven. Keep in mind that this game is also from a long time ago. And mostly I'm just casting this, not because I heard it was a great series or anything. I actually have no idea if it's good, but because I haven't casted in a long time, and I figured I might as well do 100% completion of this tournament, as well as try to get back into the swing of things, because we are now in 2013, and I'm going to be trying to mix things up a little bit, do a couple of things a little bit differently. First, I want to cast more tournaments live, like when they're actually playing. I want to be there and actually stream and cast them for you guys. Second, more of everything. More FP VODs, take more requests, play with more viewers, do stuff like that. So if you're adding me on Steam and you're not letting me know that you're a viewer or anything, I'm not going to add you back. I don't add random people on Steam. So make sure you do that. Third, I want to start streaming. I want to start streaming a whole lot. And I'm going to try to get that up. I used to use Owned, but I'm trying to get myself onto Twitch now. Shouldn't be that hard. I just have to figure out how to make a delay. I don't know if OBS, XSplit could do that, so I'm trying to use OBS. I need the premium for XSplit. I don't want to pay for that. No, ain't nobody's got time to pay for that. Okay, that's what I want to do for 2013, so I will try to work on that as much as I can as we go into the new year and a new age for the channel, really. So I'll see what I could do as far as that goes. Anyway, this game, it's not the newest game. I don't even know if it's the most recent patch, but the metagame, definitely very, very different at this stage. I'm just doing this so I could get used to talking for up to an hour without having to, rip out my throat and get a new one. So EG, they're going to open up with the Darkseer as well as the Jakiro. Both of these heroes are still pretty big nowadays. Darkseer hasn't really fallen out at all, really. I think it's just the way that they built Darkseer, the Ion Shell plus the really utility support that they created him as. It's really hard to tone that down and actually get him to a good spot. It's either going to be he's, going to be picked every single game like we have right now, or you're going to see him once in a blue moon. And well, it's hard to get that delicate balance, so we're going to see him once again. Jakiro at this stage in Dota 2 is the flavor of the month for support. That's not to say that nowadays he is bad, although nowadays is more Keeper, more Shadow Demon setup, stuff like that. But Jakiro, still a very, very solid support hero. No Tide Hunter going to open up with that Bat Rider first, followed by the Bounty Hunter. They already have some pretty solid lanes building up. Bat Rider, also a very popular hero at this stage in the game, and both at this stage of the game and this current day that I'm casting. Sorry for being so confusing. I'm trying to get everything in line as well. Really, it's going to be hard for anyone to lane up against the Bat Rider, which is really most of the reason why you pick him. Bounty Hunter as well as Rubik, also very, very solid pickups. Bounty Hunter is probably going to go down to that hard lane, as is the Darkseer. And Evil Genius is going to last pick that Tide Hunter, get some AoE team fight going. They already have a good deal of it right now. Darkseer with the Vacuum, Jakiro with everything he has to offer, and of course they will have that Ravage on top of that. So EG, they have a pretty solid team fight build lining up. We should have to see what sort of hard carry they're going to go for, and who's going to be that mid solo. If they want to keep up with the theme of things, they'll pick up something like a Queen of Pain and Faceless Void. Although really their options are just wide open. They could get so many things because they have so much lane flexibility. The Tide Hunter and Jakiro are going to be in the more supporty roles. Darkseer is probably going to be in that hard lane. So if you're no Tide Hunter, what do? Well, you ban out some of the hard carries. You ban out the Lifestealer, who is getting more and more popular every day. That magic immunity is just so valuable. And we're going to see what EG want to do. Their bans have been Magnus and Wisp so far. Magnus, of course, at the time of this game, is pretty much the popular pick to go for, along with the Sven and Wisp. A very dangerous hero in the right hands, and I believe No Tidehunter is one of those teams. At this stage, I don't even know. So, yeah, you could tell I am extraordinarily rusty. I don't know what the hell is going on, so I don't want to hear any complaints, because this is just for me, and I'm uploading them for me. Not for you, it's for me. Evil Geniuses, what are they looking to ban out? They're probably going to go for a similar route and ban out some hard carries, but the thing is, they need to choose which hard carries they could afford to let through, because, of course, No Tidehunter gets the first pick after the second ban phase, so e.g. they're going to have to decide what hard carry they're going to aim for and try to alter No Tidehunter's ban so that they could aim for that hard carry of their own. Instead, they're going to opt for the Chen, get rid of that large jungling presence. Of course, No Tidehunter do have that jungle wide open for them, as do EG, really, but you can tell that No Tidehunter kind of want to focus more onto EG's hard carry. No Tidehunter, they do have some pretty good damage. Even if they don't end up picking up hard carry, they could go something like 2 semi-carries, Windrunner, and, I don't know, Queen of Pain or something like that. They're probably not going to do that, but they could do something like that and just power down the early mid-game. No Tidehunter also going to ban out some jungling heroes. It's actually a very peculiar pick from ban from No Tidehunter, actually. Enigma, of course, is a good hero, don't get me wrong, but the way Evil Geniuses have their lanes set up so far, I would not have expected them to pick the the Enigma. Enigma, typically a jungling hero or a long lane hero, and well, you already have 2 supports as well as a long lane hero, so unless you're trying to lane the Darkseer in the mid lane, which is very possible, it's a decent way to go, especially against Batrider, then they, I don't think, had any intention of picking up the Enigma, but hey, he's not going to be in this game anymore. I think that it'll be actually a little more beneficial for No Tidehunter to pick up that Enigma. Just because, well, they had their Chen banned out for them, and if they still want to go for a jungle, then, you know, so be it. You pick up the Enigma. Evil Geniuses taking their time with this next ban. It's going to be the Keeper of the Light, so they're going to keep focusing on those support heroes. No Tidehunter, well, so far EG have been banning out all support heroes. No Tidehunter have quite a wide selection of carry heroes to choose from. That is, if they want to go for a carry hero at all. I'm assuming Batrider and Bounty Hunter are going to be soloing their lanes. So No Tidehunter probably is going to want to gear up for a tri-lane of sorts. An aggressive tri-lane against the Darkseer would work very well if they pick up some more stuns. They just need to get another stun to pair up with Rubik, something like a, I don't know, Leshrac Rubik. Why not, right? Get a little bit of pushing action going, and they can really punish the Darkseer if they choose to do, or their top lane, enemy top lane, if they want to do that. What am I talking about? I have no idea. The ban is going to be Luna, a very popular hard carry nowadays, and well, she does add a lot to the team fight, especially when everything is already dead because of Ravage and Darkseer and Jakiro. It's a very smart ban from No Tidehunter. Going to eliminate a little bit of Evil Geniuses pushing potential as well. They don't have the most, but with the Liquid Fire as well as Tidehunter and Darkseer to clear off the creep waves, they can make a sizable push. And No Tidehunter don't really have that much AoE so far. Really, the only AoE spell they have is, well, I guess Batrider has some AoE. Kind of not what you think of Batrider as, though. Batrider has a little bit. Rubik has a little bit. No Tidehunter, very much so a single target focused team. And the Bounty Hunter is going to be tracking targets individually. Batrider is going to be pulling targets individually. And Evil Genius is very smart ban on their part. They're going to ban out the Disruptor. Not only because he is a solid support hero, because he could absolutely wreck the Evil Genius' side if he gets down a good Static Storm. Static Storm is a very fast cast animation, so you see that Tidehunter moving into place, you just slap that Storm on him and there's no Ravage. That could mean the difference between a victory and a defeat. No Tidehunter going to pick up the Gyrocopter. Probably going to be their hard carry. Now, I've been seeing a lot of Gyrocopter recently, and I still don't agree with him being played as a hard carry, just because I don't feel like he does enough damage. I guess he's kind of similar to Luna, in the sense that he could do a lot of damage later in the game if he gets farm, but early on it's all about the spell damage. But people don't even get his spells. Like, they keep the rocket barrage at level 1. I don't know. I guess if you're gonna play Gyrocopter as hard carry, you know what you're doing, right? Gyrocopter will fit in very well with the single target focus, as well as get a little bit of AoE into the No Tidehunter squad. So No Tidehunter do have their lanes pretty well set up. No lane is going to get overwhelmingly squished unless Evil Geniuses just play extraordinarily well. With the Gyrocopter, most likely with the Rubik, they should be pretty fine down there. And ooh, EG gonna go with the Outworld's. Well, at the time of this game, it was the Outworld Destroyer, but now he's the Outworld Devourer, and kind of spilling out. The name is spilling out from under the title card. They're gonna go for giant AoE team carry. I mentioned Faceless Void before. I suppose they could go for a little bit more of a straight up damager with Outworld Devourer. OD? I'll just call him OD. EG still gearing up for a huge team fight, of course. This is a best of 5, and EG have won the first game, so they're getting a little bit of room for some hero experimentation and flexibility. No Tidehunter, their heroes have decent intelligence growth. There's no one who's going to be really shafted by that OD ultimate. Bounty Hunter, I believe, doesn't have that much intelligence growth. And No Tidehunter going to pick up that Lina, solidify that Rubik-Lina combination at least. Where they're going to go, that's anyone's guess. They could even do some very solid roaming. EG, what is going to be their last pick? They kind of would like to have a mid lane hero. Still think a Queen of Pain would be pretty good. Get a little bit more early game presence on the board. Outworld Devourer, keep in mind, needs a lot of time to get going. Gyrocopter is, in comparison, gets going really early. Level 1 Rocket Barrage does do quite a bit of damage, and once he gets at level 6, Call Down, it's absolutely devastating. Evil Genius is going to go with the Nature's Prophet, actually. The Evil Geniuses, well, they're going to get a little bit more map mobility out of that pick. Also have the potential for jungling. We're going to see how they actually want to lane this. They do have a lot of lane flexibility, and they could shift things up if need be. No Tidehunter have a lot of lane flexibility as well, although their lineup is going to be a little bit more predictable. So EG, they might want to do some mind gaming with No Tidehunter, make sure that they have the lanes that they want. Really, for EG, it's going to be all about getting those levels. Everyone on their team needs to get those levels up. They need to get their level 6s if you're Jo and Melk. They need to get their level 11s if you're Darkseer. And, well, Jakiro, you could get whatever you want, but they really need those levels so they can get those big ultimates up. No Tidehunter, on the other hand, they are a lot more of a ganking focused team. If things get hairy into the late game, then the Gyrocopter is going to start doing a little bit of damage, but it's going to be really iffy because the OD on the other end will be doing just as much, if not more, damage. And well, people from No Tidehunter are going to need BKB if they want to stand up to that. We're going to see if Fear is going to get enough farm on that OD to before No Tidehunter reach their BKBs. He's going to be playing that OD. Malk going to be playing the Tidehunter. Beat is supporting as the Jakiro. Jo on the Nature's Prophet, and Demon is going to be playing the Darkseer. On the other end, we have S4 playing the Batrider, Captain Eternal Envy on the Rubik, Live and Let Loda on the Gyrocopter, and Admiral Bulldog on the Bounty Hunter, finishing off with Follow Aki. So Aki and Loda going to be playing the Gyrocopter and Lina respectively. As we have a pause, I don't really want to talk through this pause because screw that. Why pause when you could just speed right through it, right? That's why I'm replay casting. Of course, I guess I won't be able to do that once I start streaming, but hey, I'll let you guys know as I get things up. So this is just a practice run, I guess. Practice run. No Tidehunter. They're going to have to make things work. They want to win this series. Well, only one game has gone down so far. They still do have a lot of time. We're going to see how their lanes actually want to be set up. So far, the only item indication is that, well, they have a Lina. But No Tidehunter, if things get into the super late game, then the Gyrocopter is going to start to do some work, but it's only when he hits his BKB. Pretty much the entire time before that, he's going to be struggling because OD is going to have, well, some pretty good lane control, but his straight up damage on an individual target basis is going to be a lot higher. Fortunately for no Tidehunter, they have some pretty good anti-OD tools. They have Admiral Bulldog's track as well as S4's eventual Blink Flaming Lasso. If you could close the distance between OD and really restrict the space that he has in the lane, and you're doing a good job against him. We have both teams heading down to the... okay, I thought the creep spawn. I'm like, what happened to the time? Both teams heading a few heroes down to the bot lane. It's going to be Loda, Eternal Envy, Aki going down to this bot lane. Going to be protected, farming Gyrocopter most likely. On the other end, Demon and Malk going to go down together towards the bot lane. Most likely it's going to be Demon soloing it up down here. That's what he usually does for the EG side, and Malk probably just providing him with a little bit of cover as Demon not going to block off any pulling spots quite yet. Meanwhile, Fears looks like he's going to be in the mid lane. Jakiro sitting around here as well. And Jo just doing his best to micro these treants around, but he's going to most likely head towards the top lane where he's going to be up against Admiral Bulldog on the Bounty Hunter. So Jo should have a decent time against the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter, though, does have a poor man's shield. Got a couple of restoratives from his buddy Eternal Envy, so it's going to be very, very hard to harass down. Although if Jo plays his cards right, he should be able to handle the lane. Once Admiral Bulldog gets a couple of levels, however, then he could go very aggressive on the Nature's Prophet. Not really something that you would think, like, intuitively, like, oh, the melee hero will kick the ranged hero's ass. But those Janata procs and, the Shadow Walk to close the distance could mean that Admiral Bulldog could pull ahead in this top lane. Mid lane, ooh, is going to be dangerous. It's going to be Fear on the OD versus S4 on the Batrider. Fear, you can see, already does have a magic stick. Did he have pooled into restoratives? Yes, he did. The supports from EG working overtime to pull restoratives. Ooh, it's going to be an aggressive tri-lane from EG. Very interesting. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I want to continue talking about this OD. It's going to take a lot of harassment from the Batrider. You can see it's already starting up. OD forced to use his imprisonment twice already before he even gets any Essence Aura. So OD's got to be very, very careful. Yes, he can steal the Batrider's intelligence, but Batrider's napalm is very, very cheap. 20 mana per stack. And OD isn't exactly known for his escape mechanism, so if he gets caught with 3-4 stacks, he could very, very easily go down to the Batrider. He has to make sure to manage his enemy's mana, which is something very, very difficult as OD, because you kind of want to spam Astral Imprisonment all the time, but sometimes it's just not possible, because you get screwed over by your Essence Aura. I know that feel. It's not a good one. So we're going to see how this mid lane is going to pan out. Fear is ahead as far as creep kills go. We'll see how long that actually lasts as S4 gets a couple more levels up. Fear is not going to be ramping up as hard as S4 is. The intelligence is going to hurt that Batrider, but it's going to be very, very minor. On the bot lane, we do have a little bit of a scuffle. The EG aggressive tri-lane versus the no Tidehunter defensive tri-lane. I do have to say, I like the no Tidehunter lane just a little bit better, because they actually have some hard CC. Ice Path is picked up at level 1, and well, a hard CC only works if you hit them with the LSA. But they do have the hard CC, so they do have Telekinesis, the LSA, as well as the Rocket. Whereas Demon, he doesn't really have all that much, although we're going to see a little bit of scuffle here. 3 man on that LSA as the missile flies in. 4 Beta is Loda doing as much damage as he can as Eternal Envy is chased off by Malk. But Beta is taking an awful lot of damage. LSA missing once again. Aki missing everything. Malk does draw first blood because of that, and Malk is also going to go down, unfortunately. Loda and Eternal Envy going to try to go for Demon, but he does surge himself on out of there. Aki, what's going on, man? That was like 3 missed LSAs. If he got that LSA, he would have gotten the first blood before, or no Tidehunter would have gotten the first blood before EG. As it stands, EG do draw first blood in exchange for 2 of their own. I kind of want to say that was a wash. The thing about EG's tri-lane is that they just want to kill the enemies. And if they end up dying to this defensive tri-lane, then, well, this bottom lane for them has pretty much failed. Demon could hold down the fort more or less by himself. That would potentially allow for the Tidehunter and Nature's Prophet to go up and help Jo, who, as you can see, is receiving quite a bit of harassment from Admiral Bulldog, because Jo does not have any true sight. He could go down right now. We have Admiral Bulldog with a little bit of extra slow from the Orb of Venom. He's going to fight Jo. Does he have any shuriken? Yes, he does. Jo's going to go down. exactly what I'm talking about. Admiral Bulldog pouring on the aggression once he gets a couple of levels. Really, EG's tri-lane on the bot lane not working so far. They're going to go again for Loda. LSA missing again. Come on, Aki, you're killing me here. Loda going to kite around with the rocket barrage. He's taking a lot of damage from these heroes, but you can see they're all trying to get away. They're a 3-man LSA. Aki making up for himself. Loda, unfortunately, out of tangos. He's going to try to turn around for B-Diz. B-Diz is probably going to drop from that rocket. It's going to kill him off. Yes, Bink. There he goes. Major Prophet kills Loda, but Loda gets a return kill on Jakiro. Unfortunately, no experience being earned from that. That does force Jo to the bot lane, leaving Admiral Bulldog all by himself on the top lane. Having the easiest time of his life, honestly. He's going to hit level 6 very shortly, and once he gets that, well, Fear's got to watch out on the mid lane, because that Bounty Hunter is probably going to be coming for him. Loda getting his farm pressured back quite a lot. And EG, well, they're making this tri-lane kind of work. The assistance from the Nature's Prophet really helping that out. The thing is about EG's tri-lane is that they don't really have anyone who excels with farm. Jay, what are you doing? Okay, that's what he's doing. Yeah, EG's farmers, quote-unquote, on the bot lane, pretty much Darkseer, but Darkseer does do well with farm, but he's not exactly a gyrocopter. He can't dish out that same amount of damage if they allow the Darkseer to get items. Darkseer, very item-independent hero. Give Gyrocopter push back all the way to his tower. This is also why I don't really like this EG tri-lane. Darkseer is one of those heroes that handles the hard lane by constantly pushing it. Gets a lot of gold from that Ion Shell because of that, and once you push the lane all the way, then Malk and B-Diz, their potential for aggression gets severely restricted unless they want to dive the tower. Not exactly the safest of moves, and Radiant Courier died somehow. Shame on whoever did that from No Time Energy. It looks like they might want to dive that tower, but really Malkin Beat is trying to hold down those pulls. Missile is going to get destroyed in midair as Malkin Beat is do a little bit of Warcraft 3 creep jacking. No Tidehunter seem a little bit unwilling to take that fight. Tidehunter very, very tanky, as is the Darkseer, so the only real... Actually, yeah, hell, they're all really tanky. Jakiro, one of the tankiest intelligence heroes aside from Ogre Magi. So if they take a fight, it's going to be pretty difficult. Whoever gets focused is going to take quite a bit of damage, although they could always keep running. Let's think about an ice path, which so far I don't think a single ice path has landed, so hey, maybe they will land along with the LSAs, right? So far EG's tri-lane, I'm not sure if it's actually working out for them. Darkseer is a hero that needs experience a little bit more than he needs the farm. He has picked up a Ring of Basilius. Gonna keep that aura on, it looks like. No Liquid Fire picked up from Jakiro. They might want to look towards an aggressive push, but I don't know. Gyrocopter has Flat Cannon. We do have Lina and Rubik on the other end. It's going to be a little bit difficult for them to actually successfully push this lane. Could, of course, just be holding it. Although, I don't really know why you would... Did he mess up? He messed up. He has to disassemble that. Unless he just wants to hold it for... He has a Soul Ring recipe, and he has enough in his inventory to make a Soul Ring. Because he just doesn't want to actually make the Soul Ring. Demon is going to surge himself out and dual teleportation to the top lane, where Admiral Bulldog was trying to go strong onto Fear. S4 there to help as well. Firefly has already been popped. Malk getting into position for an Anchor Smash. He might be in a little bit over his head. He is. He can get pulled back. Astral Imprisonment going to save the Tidehunter for just a little bit. S4 taking a little bit of harassment from Fear. There's the ultimate. Can do a huge amount of damage to the Bat Rider. Admiral Bulldog, very low life as well. 30 HP. He's going to be fast enough to get himself out of there, though. And Fear shifting up to that top lane. Swapping lanes with Jo, who's going to take that opportunity to push the mid lane just a little bit. With that Ring of Basilius aura that Jo has, he could very well take this tower unless someone from No Tidehunter comes very, very quickly. We do see no movement from the Rubik or the Lina. So this tower is going to sustain some pretty heavy damage. 3 points on those treants. We do have the Bat Rider coming in. Nature's Prophet has got to get out of there. I want to keep my eyes on the bot lane, where real delicate situation, but it looks like the tri-lane from EG's kind of dispersed a little bit. Beat is still hanging around, but really Demon has those 3 points on Ion Shell, which means he's going to handle the lane just fine. And Malk, where is he going to go? I want to see if he's going to return to this bot lane. or if he and Beatiz are going to wander around some other place, I feel like it would be beneficial for them to start looking towards the Bounty Hunter to get some kills on the Bounty Hunter, although it's going to be really difficult because Bounty Hunter is now at the level 8 mark. He's going to be constantly on the aggressive. He's going to be hunting for Nature's Prophets, and well, I do believe it is Nature's Prophet season, isn't it? Yeah, S4 agrees with me. Admiral Bulldog sees one empty camp. Oh, and he's going to find Jo right at the end of his camp. There goes the track as well as the napalm stacks. Jo has got to get himself out of here. Nature's Prophet ultimate can fly around, do a little bit of damage. He's going to sprout himself as well, but that's not going to fly. Admiral Bulldog does pick up the kill with the Shuriken. Here comes Malk for a little bit of support, as does Fear. S4 going to take some heavy damage. Track onto Malk, giving S4 a little bit more movement speed. Beatiz does miss that ice path, but one more right click is going to make it not matter. Admiral Bulldog once again making his way out as the Bat Rider S4 does not. Constantly trading these kills, but keep in mind that was a track kill, so Bulldog is going to be piling up for himself a sizable lump of cash. Whereas EG, yes, they got the Bat Rider, which is very important. You don't want that Bat Rider to get a Blink Dagger or anything like that anytime soon. Those track kills are going to start to add up. Admiral Bulldog already got 2 track kills, I believe. Unless the first one, pretty sure the first one was track. S4 can teleport in and get hit straight away by that ice path. Jo in a little bit of trouble once again. Flame Break pushing him into the corner where Admiral Bulldog and Aki are going to work him down. S4 going to find Beatiz, who's going to get levitated by the Rubik. He's going to get hit by an LSA as well. And EG losing 2 in exchange for the tower. The tower did get destroyed, I believe. Yes, destroyed by Jo. But no Tidehunter rally everyone to that mid lane. They're going to possibly push that out. More and more track kills going the way of no Tidehunter. And EG, well, they kind of have to have everyone together. That was 5 from no Tidehunter versus 4 of EG, OD. Rushing straight for that mech, actually. It will give him a lot of survivability, but you have to ask the question, is survivability really what the OD needs right now? Or what EG needs? I guess if you have the primary farmer pick up... Oh no, here we go, initiation from S4. He does have a haste and teleportation coming in from Jo, trying to help the Tidehunter. Does he have Ravage? No, Tidehunter is 1 creep kill away from Ravage. There it is, now he does have it. But no Tidehunter seemed the wiser. No Tidehunter trying to live up to their name and eliminate that Tidehunter. Fear does teleport in with that mech, but he did get a little bit of farm. I mean, by a little bit of farm, I mean the most farm. 418 gold per minute. It's not bad at all, so quick mech 10 minutes in will serve the EG squad very well. But of course, that mech is it's pretty cheap, but it's a lot of gold that could have been going up towards damage. We'll see if they regret that later on. I suppose Jo wasn't exactly in a position to get a whole bunch of money up for a mech. Demon could have gone for it, I think, but hell, what's done is done. We do have a mech on the OD, so he's going to be a little more survivable at the expense of potential damage. All 5 in the EG squad going to push down this tier 1 tower. No Tidehunter not willing to defend this. Instead, they're going to look to make a trade. They don't really have that much clearing or tower killing potential. So this tower is going to go down, most definitely. Fear as well as Malk teleporting to the top lane. Going to try to find S4. Everyone on the bottom lane is now leaving. Mid lane tower still taking some damage. Fortification does pop off. Beatiz, the only one around here who could potentially save this. S4 in a huge amount of trouble already. Got a lot of damage put onto him. And OD is going to pick up the Bat Rider kill yet again. Bat Rider falls. His Blink Dagger is never ever going to come out at this point. 3 deaths already. And EG get a well-deserved pick. Much needed pick as well. They're pulling ahead as far as the towers are concerned. No Tidehunter still with the 2 kill advantage that is with track gold. Although EG, just the farm is going better for them. Experience, you can see, is in favor of no Tidehunter. EG is going to look to extend that gold lead by pushing down this top tier 1 tower. We do have the Rubik moving in, rotation coming in from the Lina as well, teleportation from S4, but this tower is already going to die, denied by the Bat Rider. A little bit late on the imprisonment is Fear. So they're going to have a little bit of gold taken away from them. The tower is down, and that means more potential for ganking from the EG side. Beat as well as Malk could start things with a little bit of crowd control. They could have Jo teleport in. Both teams kind of farming Demon, doing so very aggressively in the enemy jungle. Gotta get out of here, and oh, so close. So close, 20 HP on that Furbog. Demon's starting to get a little bit of gold up. He's 2200 gold. Is he going to go straight for a pipe? Pipe will be a huge boon for his team. Pretty much canceling out the call down 100%, and Lena's not going to be happy about that. Batrider isn't going to be happy about that. But instead, just going to sit on 2100 gold. And what? Malk just gushed a creep right next to him. You know, I don't know what that was, but Aki definitely dead. And now Fear is going to lead the charge into the Roshan pit. Get the Lincoln Sphere effect procced off by the Nature's Prophet ultimate, and wow, very aggressive by EG, trying to go for Roshan, even when Jo is tracked up, blatantly obvious. They do have the damage from Fear, they do have the Treants to tank, and EG, they're going to take an uncontested Roshan, no Tidehunter. I feel like they can actually go for this, although they have to worry about the Ravage, and that's probably the stopping factor. No Tidehunter not willing to go into this Roshan pit. When you have Ravage on the other end, when you have all the AoE that EG has, they're instead going to try to take down the top tier 1 tower. Not going to happen. You do have rotation coming down from Malk. Still holding on to that Ravage, been holding on to it for quite a while. It's going to be spotted out by Admiral Bulldog. Teleportation coming in. Here comes the Nature's Prophet, but he is not going to be very happy about this. Flame Break going to push Malk back. S4 does get gushed. And there goes the haste onto Malk. He's going to look for the Batrider. Batrider does not have Flame Break, so he's in a little bit of trouble right now. He's going to try to lasso someone, potentially. He's stuck in a corner. There goes the trees. No more juking for him. And now sprouted up. He's going to take a couple hits, and he's going to die to the Ion Shell. Teleportation out from the Rubik. And everyone from EG does successfully defend their top tower, and Bulldog does not even engage. He's going to hide his presence except for the occasional track. With that Batrider kill yet again. EG, they're going to look for another tower. Kill, take a tower. Kill, take a tower. Kill, take a tower. If they could avoid the team fight, then, well, it's going to only benefit them. And by avoid the team fight, I mean delay the team fight, because they're eventually going to want to do a 5v5 rumble. But at this stage, when no Tidehunter have a lot more raw spell damage, yeah, the team fight's not going to be as appealing to them. As they get more and more levels, as they get more and more items up, well, they're going to be more and more willing to take those team fights. Or screw the team fights, they're just going to breach the high ground right now. Liquid Fire level 1 on the Chikiro, slowing down the tower just a little bit. There's the imprisonment onto S4. S4 is going to get caught out yet again, vacuuming him back. He's going to go down despite the Flame Break. Tracks are flying, but the Batrider is down, and no Tidehunter. Could they actually take this fight without the Batrider? We'll see. All down still available, and there it goes. 1 missile down, 2 missiles down, going to clear off the entire creep wave. Fear taking some pretty heavy damage as well. Bulldog trying to get as many tracks as he can. But it is still in the end a 4v5 tower, taking about half its HP in damage. Are they going to push in for this again? They know that the call down is not available for the no Tidehunter's side. And yeah, they're going to go straight in. Jo going to summon some Treants, them on the front lines, track. Got to be careful. Imprisonment onto the bounty hunter, but Treants doing work. They're slowly working down this tier 3 tower. Got to watch out for those track buff though. Vision is one thing, but it's the gold that's the more important thing. It's starting to get up onto everyone. Track is a very low cooldown, so well, EG, they got to be careful. If they take a rough fight right now, it's a huge amount of gold going the way of no Tidehunter. It looks like it's not going to matter to them because they are going to take the tower. No, denied by Aki, and the missile's going to fly in. Loda gets vacuumed back. He's going to unleash call down once again, but the OD ultimate destroys him. There's the Ravage on top of follow Aki, and he's going to not call anymore. Eternal Envy did steal that Ravage. He can do a lot of damage to Melk. He's going to get imprisoned by the friendly OD. Admiral Bulldog is taking a lot of damage. They don't have any true sight on him though. The Batrider is going to be another one to fall. No Tidehunter down 4. Loda trying to stand his ground against Beat Jo as well as Demon. So we do have the Aegis procced by the OD. He's going to try to imprison that Gyrocopter, work on Admiral Bulldog. Not enough damage onto him though. But with so many down from no Tidehunter, well, it's going to be a pretty good fight for EG. They cannot take the Raxes, unfortunately. Everyone's low level, so that means low respawn timers. But a very successful fight from EG, burning the ultimates, exactly what they needed to do. They did get the upper hand in that engagement, extending their lead 8-12. Fear did get a sizable chunk of gold from that, actually. He's now at 2,900 gold, almost 3,000. Let's see if he's going to get his sheep stick. Probably going to get sheep stick. I don't know why you would get an ultimate orb on OD if you weren't going to be getting a sheep stick. But EG pouring on the early game aggression. No Tidehunter, even though they do have a lot of spell damage, just unable to match the quick mech up from OD, combined with all the team fight that the rest of the EG squad has. And EG, let's see if they're going to let up on this pressure. Malka's going to have his Ravage in a minute. So once that happens, nothing's going to happen until EG get their ultimates back. Nothing's going to happen on their terms. There's no Tidehunter's time to make something happen. They know that EG are pretty heavily reliant on those big ultimates. It looks like instead they're just going to farm. Loda clearing off the top lane, has picked up a Hand of Midas, sitting at 2,000 gold. But even with that Hand of Midas, he's not on the top as far as the gold per minute is concerned. What they really need is for Batrider to pick up his Blink Dagger, which he now can't afford. So that means that the fights are going to be fought on no Tidehunter's terms next time. All the previous fights, it has been OD initiating with that Astral Imprisonment into an Ice Path. Very Dark Seer, very Shadow Demon-esque thing to do. Next time, look towards S4 to initiate it. He does have his Blink Dagger flying out towards him. And once that happens, if you can pick out the OD, well, Fear is going to be very unhappy about that. The survival assistance coming from his team is very, very minimal, except for a little bit of crowd control, honestly. And if no Tidehunter could take down Fear before Fear could get his ultimate off, get his mech off, or any of that, it'd be absolutely huge. So S4, the pressure's on you, man. Got killed a couple of times, but now is your time to shine. EG going to look towards the mid-tier 2 tower. Gonna go for the easy pickings. We do have teleportation in from Jayo. Has a Hand of Midas of his own, and he's going for an ultimate orb as well. Most likely another Sheep Stick. No Tidehunter are going to get heavily locked down unless they get an effective engagement. And by engagement, I mean initiation. Tracks onto a lot of EG's side, but the Treants on the front lines are going to work down this tower. And no Tidehunter, they seem to be content with letting this go. Probably going to unleash a couple spells just for harassment damage or buy themselves time. But this tower is pretty much as good as dead. You can see already Loda on the bot lane, working towards his BKB, and once he gets that, he can stand and fight against the OD. But he's not going to have it for quite a while, and EG, they're knocking on the front door. And no Tidehunter, I don't think they know who's there. Oh no, early Hex onto S4. This is going to be absolutely horrible if he gets disabled once again. There's a secondary Hex. Did the nature... What happened? How did they get 2 Hexes? Who has... What is... Oh my god, Darkseer. Scythe of Vise in the Darkseer. My apologies for missing that. S4 just narrowly gets out of there with his life. But EG, they have a lot of extra disables now. Instant smoke up as we do have a teleportation out from the Nature's Prophet. The rest of his team is sticking around. Nature's Prophet does still have his teleport available, so they could push down the top lane once again, or they could just dispel this smoke. Batrider now revealed by Demon. Gyrocopter still in the bot lane. He's going to get this tier 1 tower, but at tier 1 and where his Raxes are in trouble, they got to get back here and defend this. Or else EG, they're just going to all rally. Here we go. Jayo's coming in, going to summon some Treants. Now the Raxes are in trouble. Denied. Nature's Prophet denied the tower with Treants. Beautiful play. Of course, that's only 1 tower deny versus 2. Rax is slowly getting worked down, and no Tidehunter, where's their initiation? Going to be in the form of the Batrider, hooking Jayo back into play. Malk going to get force staffed in, going to get a Ravage onto Admiral Bulldog, as well as Aki can take some heavy damage. Perfect wall plus vacuum. Admiral Bulldog is going to get dropped by the OD Ultimate S4, once again saved by the skin of his teeth. And EG do lose Jayo in exchange for Admiral Bulldog, who does instantly buy back into the game. Macropyre going to be a zoning tool right now, and the Raxes do stay alive at half HP. Malk going to find S4 once again. He does have a missile coming after him. Force staff was picked up by the Tidehunter. Fortunately, not the best Ravage of his life. The track gold is starting to stack up more and more. Sphere is now in a little bit of trouble. S4 on the sidelines doesn't have his lasso anymore. Dual breath in the fly out. Vacuum once again by Demon, who's been on point with these so far. Fear takes some pretty heavy damage. Demon as well. Ice Path is going to hit onto Loda as Admiral Bulldog gets 1, 2, 3 shotted by Fear. Now Fear is going to pay with his life. He's going to try to kill Loda before he dies. He's going to walk into that stolen Ice Path. He's going to drop. There goes the hard carry Fear. In the meantime, on the top side, S4 is going to bring down the Tidehunter. Beat is in a little bit of trouble, but no, he's not. Jayo and Demon get back into this fight. Aki now going to get sprouted up. He's going to unleash all spells before he dies, unable to pick up that kill on the Shakira call down coming down. And Demon and Jayo can take some heavy damage there, but no Tidehunter, they're going to be on the sidelines for up to 40 seconds. And OD still has 30 seconds before he's up, but he's going to work towards the BKB, and once he has that, no Tidehunter don't have anything to go through that except for the lasso. Lasso onto Jayo before did get him killed. Was it really worth it? I don't know, because EG, they're pulling more and more ahead. The gold lead for them starting to grow, experience lead even dipping down into their favor. No Tidehunter, even if they are getting those track kills, they gotta make sure that these racks don't fall. Every push, the racks takes about half of its HP worth of damage. And one more push means that the Raxes will be EGs unless No Tidehunter take a significantly different fight. Looks like EG going to instead be patient, wait around for the Roshan. No, Tidehunter going to get tracked up. He's going to stick onto the front lines, try to make it as obvious as possible. Where? Oh no, Demon going to get lassoed up to the high ground. It's going to be absolutely horrible for him, but he can vacuum people up here as well. He's going to get killed by the Ice Path, however. There goes the Darks here. First to die, Loda. His BKB up. He's now prepared to fight this fight. And with Demon down already, EG might be forced to fall back. Beautiful initiation from S4. You can see just poked his head onto the high ground over there to see where the EG squad was and found the Darks here. Now Roshan is up. No Tidehunter. With balls of steel, they're going to work down this Roshan ever so slowly. They gotta watch out because here comes the Ravage onto everyone from No Tidehunter. Ice Path onto as well. Fear, does he have his ultimate? He does have it now. He's gonna get pushed back just a little bit, but he's taking a lot of damage. There's the mech as well as Majesty charges as the ultimate does drop on S4, but again, the intelligence difference not the hugest as Fear does drop down once again. Malk still on the front line, still alive, but he's unfortunately running low on options. Anger Smash not gonna kill off Eternal Envy. However, here comes Jao, gonna get one kill onto the Rubik, and he try to get another kill onto Loda. He's going to get another kill onto the Loda, with Admiral Bulldog and Follow Aki being the only ones left into this fight. Gyrocopter's going to buy back as he does have a lot of creep waves barreling down on him. And No Tidehunter to take a very, very good fight. Unfortunately, the OD's ultimate was 1 second off from being available. When they locked out 2 right here, that would have been devastating, but instead, he was forced to burn it on just 1, the Flame Break, pushing him back out of position. Once he got out of that position, he was unable to get a good OD ultimate off. Sanity's Eclipse would have destroyed No Tidehunter, but a very, very good / lucky Flame Break by the Batrider did get No Tidehunter that fight. That was the Ravage used by the Tidehunter. Macropyre, I believe, was used as well. Darkseer wasn't even there, however. So we're going to see how those fights continue to shape up. EG, they do have a stronger team fight. However, they didn't exactly have everyone present for that team fight. With Fear working on his BKB, he's going to be very dangerous. However, Loda, very dangerous by himself as well. We do have another smoke heading towards that Roshan pit as Jo does deny a secondary tower, so that's going to be an even trade for denies as far as the towers go. Roshan, gotta watch out. Loda's going to call down. S4 is going to go right in. Who's he going to go for? He gets hexed up immediately. Call down onto everyone on the EG side. However, S4 is going to drop, and the Wall of Replica is doing a lot of work as well. Jo taking a lot of damage, but the first one to die is Bdiz as Malk gets pushed up to the high ground. We're going to have an actual pushment onto Fear. Does he have the Aegis? He does have the Aegis. He's going to go down swinging. The his Majesty charges won't be enough. He does have a mech, however, but I don't really like his chances right now. He's completely surrounded. He's going to Astral Imprisonment 1 and try to run out of there. Or no, he's going to turn around for Loda as Demon and Jo are still around. Fear does pick up that kill and vacuuming up to the... What? Rubik? Rubik stole vacuum. Eternal Envy is going to get sprouted up and delay Fear just a little bit with that stun. But it's not looking good for Eternal Envy. He's going to drop to 2 hits from Fear. The 4 down from No Tidehunter. They could possibly look towards a push. But of course, the levels on No Tidehunter are still not the largest, so their respawn timer is going to be up very, very shortly. However, they do have Ravage. They will have the Wall of Replica very shortly. OD did not have his ultimate for that last fight, and it just went so well for them. They're going to look towards the bottom tier 2 tower, as Jo at the same time is going to split push out the top. He's almost on his way to his hex. He could actually get it right now, I think, if my mental math does serve me, which it does. It definitely does. He can get it right now. Going to be another tower, 4,000 gold and Bank Nation Profit. So that's going to be triple hex from EG. They can't exactly lock down the... Well, okay, Shiro picks off. They can't exactly lock down the Gyrocopter while he's in that BKB form. But everyone else from No Tidehunter, that's going to be absolutely no spells coming out of them. They could lock down the Bounty Hunter and kill him off. OD, pretty sure could kill him in 3-4 hits. With the damage that he has right now, almost has BKB in 70 gold. That pickoff on Bdiz did slow down the EG's push. You can tell that the momentum really is in EG's favor. Even though they got slowed down a couple times by some pretty poor fights, gold advantage, experience advantage is still in their favor. And with 3 hex sticks up, I mean, the time to push is pretty much now. BKB on the OD. They just got to wait another couple seconds for this Jakiro to get back into play. He's going to teleport straight down here. Looks like it's going to be the bot lane that is going to be the objective for EG. Their initiation isn't the greatest. Astral Prism does have some decent range, so most likely they're going to rely on a Force Staff into a Hex. Aki's got to be a little bit careful. Beat is still a little bit of ways away. Everyone's going to the front lines. EG want this tier 3 tower. It's going to be very difficult for No Titan to defend this, although they do have all their ultimates up as well. Creeps going in, and well, Malk holding on to his Treant army for just a little bit longer. Prophet probably going to unleash his ultimate a couple times as well, unless they get this push going. There, okay, here we go. Here is the push. Wait until the creep wave dies and then push. No, wait until the Treants time out, then push. Or wait another 10 seconds to get more Treants. Why not? Track starting to stack up onto everyone. I think at this time the track still does minus armor, even though it may or may not display that. That is what is going on right now. And when are EG actually going to go in? There's an Nature's Prophet ultimate. Going to cancel off a little bit of this mid push, as well as gain more momentum towards the top lane. That could be what they're waiting for. Just wait till the top lane gets pushed in. Jo most likely going to unleash ultimate after ultimate. Wrath. Drop his Wrath on that top lane. Oh, they're going to go for it right now, actually. There's the Hex onto Eternal Envy. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. That is going to be it for the Rubik, as Fear does kick himself up. A killing spree. Demon going to lay down. That wall drop could do a little bit of damage. He gets helped back from S4. The lasso is going to kill off Demon. Fear still alive, but taking a lot of damage from that cooldown. 3-man onto that OG ultimate, and he's going to do work onto the entirety of No Tidehunter. He's going to get dropped over, taking a little bit too much tower aggro. EG's Jo going to get wiped as well. And No Tidehunter taking a very, very good fight, actually. Elimination of that Darkseer so very early on. And really, Hexes not on cooldown? They had a lot of Hexes available to them as well. No Tidehunter making that fight work for them. They did have the Sanity's Eclipse stolen by Rubik with some pretty good intelligence. So, not exactly OD's level of intelligence, but Rubik still did some pretty sizable damage there. I feel like EG, they were just scattered in that team fight. Tidehunter didn't even get his Ravage off. Macropyre was down, the wall was down, OD's ultimate was down as well. I feel like they really needed that Ravage up. That is going to be a very, very solid team fight in favor of No Tidehunter. So we're going to see if they can continue on with this trend. Gyrocopter is going to get an easier and easier time, as he now does have that Demon Edge picked up. Probably going to look towards, he doesn't really need MKB. Crit would be useful, I guess. But either way, more straight up damage. Everyone from EG, they're going to take a lot of damage from that. I feel like what they really need is a pipe. Darkseer not going to head towards that pipe anytime soon. No one is heading towards that pipe anytime soon. Oh, they're going to find Admiral Bulldog. Ice Path, Macropyre. Bounty Hunter is very, very dead. EKB unable to pop off there and save himself. A minute on the sidelines, and that is going to mean a minute for EG to push. Don't think they know if Bounty Hunter has buyback or not, but unfortunately for No Tidehunter, the Bounty Hunter does not have buyback. So EG going to... Really? Is that necessary? Well, EG going to push in, at least try to force out the buyback from Bounty Hunter. Once they get to the high ground and see that Bounty Hunter doesn't have any buyback, they're going to take that as a cue to push in. Here comes Jo. Ready to use his treants to actually farm up. Not the best situation there. Loda onto the front lines with his flat cannon. They're already doing some heavy damage to Malk. Loda is going to... Oh no, that's not... It's Fear. It's going to be initiated upon, but there's the Blink Ravage as well as the wall, as well as the vacuum. Aki taking a lot of damage, as is Loda. Who's going to get out? Or who's going to die, rather? Loda is going to make it out just barely. And EG picking up the Lina only out of all that. It could have gotten a lot worse for No Tidehunter. All the ultimates were used from the EG side. Fortification now popping out. And Bulldog going to be back up in another 2 seconds. EG, they're going to sustain this push, however, they do have a lot more sheep sticks available to them. Gush into the Bat Riders, he found himself a haste screen, so he won't really care. OD's ultimate being stolen and used, but retaliated right back from Fear, doing a lot more damage. This time, Call Down can do some heavy damage to Malk, but only from the first missile. Sprout trying to wall them off. There's the Imprisonment trying to save the Nature's Prophet. And we're going to get hexed, as well as slowed down by the Gush. OD is going to drop, however, and Jo is going to drop to S4 with an ultra kill. He wants to go for a rampage, but it's not going to happen. No Tidehunter once again taking a very good fight, but Rax has fallen on the top side, so even though technically they defended their bottom lane, they didn't actually successfully defend. Nature's Prophet with that ultimate, pushing that top lane just passively. Now EG, they camp themselves onto this bot lane all day long, unleash Nature's Wrath after Nature's Wrath. Wrath of Nature, I guess. They could do a lot better for themselves in the upcoming fights. They keep taking fights like these, their gold advantage and experience advantage is slowly going to dry up, even with the Rax advantage. We attribute that to the Bounty Hunter, who rolling in the dough. BKB has been up for a while now with the Vladimir's offering. Going to give his team a little bit more of everything. And EG seem once again to be kind of scattered. They dropped all of their initial ultimates on the first fight, where they only picked off Aki, which is great and everything, but when you drop a Ravage, when you drop a Wall of Replica, you kind of expect more than just a support kill. The Gyrocopter got off just barely with that BKB. If they picked up the Gyrocopter there, that would have been absolutely huge. That fight would have been extraordinarily different. But EG, they seem to be okay with taking their time right now. They got the Raxes kind of inadvertently. I guess that's what they came for. Tidehunter is going to be one building that pipe. They do have smoke flying out. Now it's going to be a gem. Gem has been passed around for quite a while now. EG just looking to maintain supreme map control, and with Nature's Prophet, it's exactly what you could afford to do. There's the smoke. 4 are smoked up. Jo could teleport in at any moment. They're going to look for some no Tidehunters, but I don't think they're going to find any. There's no Tidehunter. They all are clumped up. They seem to know what's going on, and Garo even has a double damage rune. If EG initiate now, this could be absolutely horrible for them. They do have all their big ultimates, at least in another 10 seconds. But a double damage Gyrocopter is something you do not want to walk into. That flat cannon will destroy your team. Let's see if they want to push the mid lane. Oh, they're going to break the smoke onto S4 and Aki. Demon onto the high ground, but there's the Hex onto Aki. He's going to get hit in 1, 2, 3 hits by Fear. Flame Break going to fly out, but an instant buyback from Lina. Trax now starting to fly out. Eternal Envy stole the Ice Path. He could try to get it onto Malk. Instead, going to settle for Jo. Jo's going to get worked on by Load as well as Bulldog. There's the BKBs being popped up by everyone. EG, they have to run away. There's nothing that they can do right now. S4 going to get that lasso onto Fear, bring him back into the fray, and he is going to pop his ultimate as well, but it's not going to be enough. Everyone on No Tidehunter simply has too much health right now. EG's Fear, he has to fall back. He's going to live just barely. That Vita is getting stunned once again by the Ice Path. LSA to follow up, and Bulldog picking himself up with double kill. No Tidehunter. They're rallying so strong right now. Those 3 BKBs on the Bat Rider, Gyrocopter, and Bounty Hunter destroying EG. Once the BKBs pop, it's exactly what I was saying in the draft. EG's lineup, their strength goes down to nothing, pretty much. What is OD going to do? His base damage is not bad. It's 200 damage a pop. But compared to like the 400 damage a pop from the Arcane Orb, yeah, that damage is not really comparable at all. Combine that with the fact that, well, Darkseer is going to do absolutely nothing once the BKBs pop. Jakiro forced to run. Tidehunter the same way. No Tidehunter have a good 7, I guess, let's say, call it 7 seconds, where they can do whatever they want, and EG, they are just going to take damage throughout that entire 7 seconds. Fights are going to get a little bit more easier for EG as the BKBs shorten duration. Oh, Demon pulled back. Is he going to get into the Roshan pit? Just barely. Yes, Demon is in the Roshan pit. He does not have his Wall of Replica, but a vacuum everyone onto the high ground. Demon's going to get killed by that Dragon Slave. Admiral Bulldog locked down, but here comes the call down onto B-Diz. One huge hit. He's going to get worked down by the Rocket Salvos. And now Fear on the run from Admiral Bulldog. He's going to make his way out of here. In the meantime, Jo and Malk both in a very, very bad situation. Jo can try to teleport himself out of there. I don't think it's going to happen. Shuriken from long range, and Bulldog picks up another kill. 35 to 31. EG slowly losing their grip on this game. I was going to say that as the BKB shorten, it'll be... Oh, okay. Well, as the BKB shorten duration, that will allow EG to get some fights off. But that's kind of countered by the fact that Bounty Hunter's been stacking gold for his entire team through every single track kill. And now Gyrocopter is going to kill everyone on EG in like 2 hits. So Loda not going to bullshit around. He's going to go straight for the gold. By gold, I mean Divine Rapier, of course. BKB, not the longest duration for him, only at 5 seconds, but he will have that up in every single team fight. And once he gets that Black Cannon out, yeah, that is satisfying right there. Dota does reveal the fact that he does have the Divine Rapier right now. Now, how are EG going to respond to this? If they get initiation upon Loda, then Loda's dead. I don't think No Titans have any force stabs or anything, so they can't exactly help him except for a counter initiation. Hex, following up with another Hex, following that up with another Hex. That's going to mean that the Divine Rapier is going to drop on the ground. EG, unfortunately, don't exactly have the heroes that could best use that. I guess Jay would be alright. Fear okay as well. But Loda playing very, very risky right now. I don't think that was absolutely necessary to pick up the Divine Rapier, but he does have the Aegis. And he just got the Aegis too, so I guess he figured, hey, I have the Aegis, might as well build a Divine Rapier. Smoke up from the EG side. They're looking to get a pick off. Are they going to find anyone? I don't think they will. Everyone from No Titans are sitting pretty in their base. And someone is messaging me on something. My apologies for that. I should really remember to close that stuff. But that's a lot of trouble. It's not really a lot of trouble. I'm just too lazy to remember. Push onto the top lane, it looks like is going to be the objective for EG. Or at least apply pressure there. I don't know. I think EG are a little bit more scared to fight now. They need to be the ones doing the initiation. In every single fight, it has been S4 with that lasso that's been starting off the fights, and EG has just been crumbling after that because the BKBs pop. Everything is fought on No Titans terms. If EG get a 4-staff Ravage or something like that, then that is going to be a much better fight for them. That'll allow OD a lot of time to actually right-click instead of, mostly running away, which is what he's been doing in all these fights. Not to say he's playing poorly or anything, but when BKBs pop up on more than half of the enemy team, there's really nothing you can do except for run away, especially as the OD. Nature's Prophet trying to apply pressure everywhere he can. Take another look at the graphs. As, yes, we do have it slowly climbing up back into No Titans' favor. EXP earned looking the same way. EG taking a little bit too long to get those Vraxes, and that could cost them the game. They're not out of this by any means, but with the Divine Rapier onto Loda, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to actually push against this. Black Cannon is going to destroy a creep wave, destroy the heroes, it's going to destroy everything. He does have a Helmut Dominator as well for that lifesteal. No Titans are going to make a straight push onto that top lane, leaving only Aki to defend. Meantime, the mid lane is going to be pushed by Fear, Demon, and Beediz. Looks like EG, they're going to sacrifice that top tier 2 tower. They're more than happy to give that away if they get another set of Raxes. Let's see if they can actually do that. However, Aki going to throw out those Dragon Slaves whenever he can. Slow down this push as much as he can. He's got to watch out. 4-staff into Hex could mean his doom. Everyone from No Titans are still not teleporting back. They got to get back right now. Jo? No Treants. Okay. Here comes one. S4. Look towards another initiation, this time with a BKB plus a Sheep Stick. Eternal Envy is here as well. Blink forward. S4 is going to start off with a Firefly, but the Blink canceled by the Treants. Nature's Prophet Ultimate bouncing through as well. He can look towards anyone he could find. Nature's Prophet Ultimate canceling off the Blink Dagger once again. There's the Blink forward. S4 instantly hexed up though. Jo still on the run. Looks like he's going to make it out. Firefly from Batrider has time out, but a Hex from long range. Jo gets 4-staffed out. Ice Path walling them off a little bit as well. Everyone from EG is going to make it out alive. In the meantime, the mid lane taking a little bit of damage as well. A successful pullback from EG, although very, very close. And this game continues. If S4 continues to get those initiations off, he's going to be pretty much salvaging his entire early game where he got completely owned. But a lasso onto Fear, a lasso onto pretty much anyone. Whoever gets lasso dies pretty much instantly. It's all onto EG now. If they want to win this game, they can't let S4 initiate. If he initiates, they lose. Oh no, you do not want to be there, Melk. He's going to get out of there just fine. But no Tidehunter now into the bot lane, using that Divine Rapier to push down towers, extend the gold lead. Loda Might want to sell his TP scroll, get another Divine Rapier. Standard build onto Gyrocopter. You go BKB into Helm of the Dominator into double Rapier. Try it out in your games. Let everyone know that it's the build that works. There goes the tower. And EG, they're not going to defend anything because No Tanager are going to just fall back. They do have quite a large creep wave to deal with, but I don't think it's really that difficult for them. Yeah, Raxes are down, but that doesn't really mean too much because Gyrocopter 3 hits and they're all dead. Now, what are EG going to do now? They know that they can't take a fight unless they get the Ravage off well. But a good Ravage, a good Wall Replica, and everyone from No Tanager is going to go down. It's going to be a very, very delicate situation for EG. They have to pick their fights so very carefully. One wrong step and No Tanager will win this game. Rest assured, Gyrocopter will take no prisoners. But if they pick off the Gyrocopter, they pick off the Batrider, they could easily move in. Unless the Gyrocopter is strong enough at this point to go straight and just turn on BKB and kill everyone before his BKB is up. With an Ultimate Orb on him and Divine Rapier, I think that might be a possibility. So possibly the only chance for EG is to initiate on Loda. It's going to be pretty difficult as well, considering he just lost the Aegis actually. It's a little bit easier for EG. No Tanager going to push mid tier 2 tower. S4 looking for initiation, not going to find it. Tier 2 tower, going to get killed in like 3 hits. Absolutely ridiculous damage onto the Gyrocopter, but here's a Divine Rapier, what do you expect? And EG now have well lost their advantage. And No Tidehunter, they just have to make sure that they protect the Gyrocopter. If he gets picked off, that's going to be game. Or, not necessarily, but it's going to be not exactly the best situation for them. Because they are reliant on Gyrocopter to clear off these creep waves. They're reliant on him to do all the right-click damage in the team. Without him, that's their team pretty much crumbles. Bulldog does do some pretty good damage of his own, actually. Picked up in a full Abyssal Blade. So that's going to be working very well towards him. Fear has had his item progression cease completely. He's going to work towards a Refresher Orb. He does have that recipe, which is one of the hardest parts to get up because it's so expensive. He's going to work towards the last part of that, and once he gets that, it could be pretty devastating. Unless the BKBs are up, and the BKBs, well, they've been up for the past 2-3 fights, so Fear's going to have to worry about that as well. One of the weaknesses of picking up an OD, he does a truckload of damage, but when the enemy Lina also has Magic Immunity, that means the only viable target is Rubik, and, well, sure you can kill the Rubik, but by that time you're dead because there's a Divine Rapier on the other end. So the pick from EG, kind of working against them at this point. OD has to weather the storm. He has to wait until the BKBs are down, or catch them out without BKBs through a Ravage or something like that. But if they can't get that, then the OD, his damage output is going to drop significantly. Then No Tanager will have the easiest time of their lives. So EG kind of built their team comp around this huge team fight idea. It's been working well for them for the first 20 minutes. And now at this point, when the BKBs are up, there's simply nothing that they could do. Everything is on the fingers of No Tanager. They're the ones really who are going to be calling the shots. Even if EG had initiation, it's still up to No Tanager to pop those BKBs. Jo doing everything he can as an Nature's Prophet. Gonna go for a little bit of crit. Would have liked to see something like a Mjolnir on him. But hey, whatever works to do the damage, right? Because someone has to contest the Gyrocopter. Crit not going to be enough, and now with the Lincoln Sphere also onto the Gyrocopter, going full defensive, really when you have a Divine Rapier you can afford to do so. He's going to hand the cheese over to Bulldog, and that's going to be an Aegis. Unless EG want to fight this, but it looks like they don't. They can't, really. Demon going to pull some people onto the high ground. Wall Replica up, but completely whiffed. Ice Path onto 3, but that wall is down, and that's going to be a minute and a half where No Tidehunter could push into the mid lane and just end the game. Of course, they have to deal with top lane Raxes and the bottom lane as well. S4 going to pop off that BKB and get himself out of there. It's another minute where the BKB's down. EG lost the Wall Replica, however, and they need that Wall Replica. If they don't have it, they're not going to win the game. Tier 4 towers worked down slowly but surely. And EG, are they rallying in the mid lane? Really, they're going to do this without the wall of replica. The balls on these guys are, okay, average, because they're not going to do it. I would say that if you would push in this situation, then you have huge balls of steel. But they're not, so they just have regular. I know, my logic is incredible. Everyone just continuing to farm. Not sure if farm will actually save them, though. Gyrocopter is pretty much maxed out, though. Sold his power treads, went for boots of travel. Most likely going to finish off with the Satanic. Once he gets that, it's a lot of lifesteal. There's a lot of lifesteal for him. EG, they probably don't want to push until the Aegis gets reclaimed. No Tidehunter, they have to push also. But they're scared of being initiated upon. When you're pushing, it's a lot easier to get initiated upon. So they're scared of that. They know that they could lose very, very easily if they get hit by a 5-man Ravage. So unfortunately, both teams are unwilling to push because they know if they get caught in a bad situation, they're just going to lose the game. That means more farming. JO's going to get bigger. Fear already does have his refresher orb up. Probably going to head towards a Shiva's or something like that. I don't know. OD doesn't have as much damage as Loda. This might be the first game where the Gyrocopter pick is going to work out. Aki's got to watch out. Melk is going to not find Lina, and she's going to boost travel to the mid lane. Here's going to be the push. No Tidehunter pushed all the way back in, and well, here comes Malk. The Ravage and the Lasso are going to be the key spells. Loda's on the front lines. Ice Path is going to fly out. Are they going to engage on this? No, the fortification is up and available. Malk is going to pressure out the BKB from Loda. That is exactly what they need to do. BKB is already down. Fortification now, saving the tower. There's the wall replica, plus the vacuum doing some pretty heavy damage, but everyone is just going to get on out of there. Fear is going to try to kill off that missile. No, he's going to go for S4, dropping down the ultimate, and here comes the secondary ultimate, but he's stunned by that Abyssal Blade. Secondary ultimate does literally nothing as the BKB pop off on everyone. Fear is down for this fight. Now Flame Break pushing Demon, as well as Beat is back. That's going to be the end of the Jakiro. And with Loda still alive, still with the Aegis, that is going to be mid-Rax's. Jo, however, is not willing to sit idly by and watch that happen. He's going to go straight for the GG, perhaps. He could try to get secondary Raxes, but no, the top lane is pushing very, very hard. Teleportation is coming back from Aki. S4 taking a lot of damage from those tier 4 towers. And now Jo going to kill off Aki immediately. Got to teleport on out of here, though. Who's going to come? Loda, one hit, 2 hit. Not going to be enough to kill off Ninja Prophet. In the meantime, the mid lane still fighting. Malk lifts up into the air, slammed back down. There's a Ravage stolen by Eternal Envy. Demon also taking some pretty heavy damage from Admiral Bulldog. He's going to drop as well, using that ethereal the scepter. Ghost Scepter in the Firefly. Not going to save him from the Batrider, save him from the Bounty Hunter, though. The tier 4 towers are down for no Tidehunter, but 4 are down from EG. The Vaxes have been claimed by no Tidehunter as well. The most important thing is that the Aegis is still up on the Gyrocopter, as is the Divine Rapier. So EG didn't exactly take that. They salvaged it somewhat. And with this top lane constantly barreling in because of this Nature's Prophet ultimate, well, they're going to keep on pressuring no Tidehunter back just passively. Oh no, Batrider, you better not die here. That would be embarrassing. Oh, that was close. But no Tidehunter, they have to worry about this top lane. It would probably be beneficial for them to just push that lane. Loda doesn't really care what lane he pushes. He kills the entire creep wave in like 3 shots anyway. So if you push the top lane, you don't have to worry about that pressuring in. But Jo so far has been doing absolute work for the EG side. He's never in the fights, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's actually a good thing because, well, he's getting a lot of gold, 5,200 gold on him, and he's constantly pushing out these lanes. Can opt for a Desolator, more straight up damage instead of the Chain Lightning for pushing. But Jo, he's been doing so much for EG just by forcing no Tidehunter back to their base. He's been buying time for the rest of them, but the rest of them haven't even been doing that much. Oh, Fear picking up a haste rune. This could be a huge pick-off if they find the Batrider. Batrider is going to reveal himself to the creep wave. Here comes Jo, and there is no escape for you. S4 hexed up immediately. Sprout as well. Here comes the second hex onto S4. There he goes. He does have a BKB as well as buyback. No? Yes, he does have buyback. He's going to go straight for the mid lane. EG, do they have teleportation? They do. They smoke up and they're all teleport in as no Tidehunter going to go straight for the GG. The towers are going to drop. There goes one tier 4 tower, and here comes another. Where's the Ravage? They need the Ravage. S4 going to pop off the BKB. He's going to go straight for J. Wall of Replica down, doing a ton of damage. Call down as well, but Admiral Bulldog is going straight for Fear, going through that BKB with the stun. Fear is going to drop. Does he have buyback? He does have buyback. Demon is going to die as well to Admiral Bulldog as Malcolm's trying to escape from Loda, but Loda's on the front line, still with that Aegis, going to get frozen. He's going to drop to the Insanity's Eclipse. S4 taking heavy damage from Fear as well. Where's the Refresh Orb? He already used it. Loda is now up and alive again. Where's the Divine Rapier? It is still on him, but he's hexed up and a vacuum back as well. He's going to slowly drop, but a Satanic will save him, at least for the moment. Fear is going to drop, as is Demon. EG is completely team wiped, and that is going to be GG, ladies and gentlemen. Loda with the Divine Rapier making it work. What a close end to this game. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been one of the worst casts that I have ever done, but I don't care because I haven't casted in like a million years. So thanks for watching, guys. Lots of new things to come up in the future. Game 1 should be already up if you saw this. I'll try to remember to put like a, what's it called, annotation there to let you guys know what's going on with this whole situation, to redirect you from Game 1 to Game 2. Of course, if I'm talking about this, I would have already done that. Huh. Time, man, it's a weird thing. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this cast for some reason, then, well, you have very, very poor taste in casting, because this cast was awful. But otherwise, if you somehow did enjoy it, I'm not saying that's possible to enjoy it, then please do like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you didn't, then, well, I don't even care for your criticism on this game, because I know it was bad. I know. Next time, we'll be better. But no Tidehunter take the game, tying the series up 1-1. Thanks for watching, guys. GG.